hello. Let's see if I can share the screen that nobody knows about. Good morning. You're in my kitchen. We're going to copy this link now. And send it to Megan. Okay, hi, we're in my kitchen. We had a little bit of technical difficulty this morning, so I will be back on the screen. Well, I'm going to stick with you. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go over to our dots page, and I'm going to embed this on our dots page so that, oh, maybe it's not embeddable. Oh dear. Well, hi, Rachel. Welcome. I'm going to attempt to embed this. We're going to see how it goes. You are living the dream right now of real-time live technology. And I cannot wait to talk to you about all the things I want to talk to you about today. Okay, let's attempt to add this to our dots page. What happens if I do this thing? There we are. Look who's on dots. Okay. Okay, here we are in the kitchen in Seattle. A little frazzled from all that technological figuring out of stuff, but definitely making it work. All right. Okay. Hello. Welcome to my kitchen. I am going to make it a slightly bit quieter. Okay, we're back. I am thrilled to see you. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Kevin. Hi, Megan. So excited. If you're just joining us from the other YouTube stream, I'm glad that you could make it. I'm Shaya Lyon. I am the founder and executive director of the Live Music Project, which is a nonprofit organization that is building things to help create access to the arts and community around the arts, specifically around classical and contemporary classical music here in Puget Sound and around the entire nation and across the entire planet. You are joining me here in my kitchen in Seattle. It's raining here, so it's a good day for me to be inside. I want to start off just by saying that I have a lot on my mind and on my heart today. You may also be feeling that. And so I'm just really glad that I get to spend a few minutes with you sharing the space around something that has brought me a lot of joy and a lot of connectedness over the last 7 years that I've been working on it. And I'm going to share some stories of the very beginning of how Live Music Project came to be, some sweet little milestones along the way. And I am also going to make some cupcakes. Well, actually, I have to tell you, I made the cupcakes last night because there are like 3 of these pans worth of cupcakes. I will teach you a cooking trick, a baking trick, and that is that if you're making cupcakes or cake or anything that you're planning to frost later, you need to let that thing cool completely. Otherwise, the frosting will just kind of like slide off. So I am a person who's often late and last minute about things. And so I find it useful to bake cupcakes a day in advance. So I did that, but you are going to join me for the frosting of said cupcakes. And we're going to try to maybe experiment with some LMP colors if we get that far today. And there will definitely be sprinkles. Joining me today is my LMP Love mug. Drink water, it's good for you. Okay, why are we here today? So Live Music Project is a nonprofit. We are funded by donations from the public and grants from the city, the county, and the state, City of Seattle, County of King, and State of Washington, and by many, many donors, supporters, sponsors, and people like you from around the world. We have a goal of raising $10,000 to support our coming year, and we are doing that on our DOTS fundraising page. So thank you, Rachel, for putting a link to that in the chat. If you are seeing this video on a DOTS page, then you're already on the fundraising page and you don't have to go anywhere to donate. If you are seeing this on YouTube, I hope that you can scroll through the chat and find the link, dots.livemusicproject.org. The short version of that, you can go to bit.ly birthday love 2021. And you can watch the stream there. You can donate there and read a little bit about our fundraiser and our upcoming 7th birthday lecture and concert coming up exactly 1 week from today on March 21st. How to use DOTS. So if you are on a phone, you will see a lot of buttons on that page. You can click any one of those buttons to sponsor it for $25. You'll see instruments, you'll see funny music scales, LMP Love, and a few assorted other little Easter eggs in there. If you're looking to make a donation larger than $25, you may find it easy to find the mic drop button or the more cowbell button. You can sponsor those for any amount over $100. So once you sponsor one of those $25 dots, it's yours. You've claimed it. Your name's on it, and no one else can grab it. Those $100 mic drop and cowbell dots, those will accept as many donations over $100 that come in today. So thank you very much for those who have already contributed. You can refresh that page. And actually, I do recommend if you're going to sponsor, refresh that page before you do that. So any sponsorships that have come through already will be marked there for you. And hello, Sheila, welcome. Okay, let's jump in. Before we go on, I just want to say, why cupcakes? Cupcakes featured in the festivities of our very first birthday. LMP turned 1 and celebrated that party at that milestone at the Ada's Technical Books and Cafe shop on 15th in Seattle. It was a very tiny room. They made us a lot of very tiny, delicious treats, and one of those things was cupcakes, which they decided to make in our colors. So that was really wonderful. So we do cupcakes every year now. Okay, I am gonna try to stick with our schedule. So I want to tell you a few stories. So first, I want to tell you a story about how LMP got started. So some of you may know that I have lots of siblings. I have 3 brothers and 2 sisters. And around 2004, one of those siblings dropped a whole load of MP3s onto my laptop. And one of those pieces of music just completely caught my imagination. It had this like violin and cello stuff happening. And it just, in my mind, I could just imagine them as these butterflies that were chasing each other through a meadow as as these soloists performed with an orchestra. And so I did what you kind of do when you find something you really like. I Googled it, I looked it up on YouTube, and I found that this was the Brahms Double Concerto, and it was the Andante movement. And I hadn't heard this piece, or I hadn't remembered hearing this piece, and I just loved it. So I thought it would be really cool, and this is all before LMP. Yeah, this is how to not frost a cupcake, everybody. This is not how to do it. You also want to have your frosting not straight out of the fridge, otherwise. In any case, I thought it'd be really cool to go hear this piece of music performed live, because I was really excited by how the soloists were communicating with each other, and I wanted to be in the room for that. So I looked around, but I couldn't find like a way to look up a piece of music and find out when it was being performed. So that ultimately inspired the idea for Live Music Project, which became just a way to look up a composer or a piece of music and say, oh, this is being performed in Seattle on this date by this symphony, or whatnot, or in Australia. And gosh, I'm going to get on a plane and go hear that, or whatever it is, right? So that's how LMP started. Very early days, 2013, early 2014, with the help of Carol Snyder helped me build this on WordPress in the very beginning. And it slowly grew as I started to reach out to organizations in Seattle. And very early on, some groups were just really ready to embrace it. And groups like Seattle Chamber Music Society, Byron Shankman and Friends, Ladies Musical Club with their 60 free concerts every season. You know, this was really nothing at the time. LMP was not a thing, really. It was just a sort of a side project. And they jumped on and supported it and used it to promote the work that they were doing. And that was just a really wonderful experience. And I think we saw something really similar with volunteers too, where they thought, oh, this could be really cool. Let's like help people get word out about the music they're making and help people find the concerts they want to go to. So that's how that got started. Things kind of started to explode with spontaneous free tickets, which I'll tell you how that started. I discovered a love for sitting in orchestra rehearsals. Hey, Nadia, welcome. I discovered a love for sitting in on orchestra rehearsals and watching people discuss how to make the music. So not just, going to a concert, listening to the end product, but actually seeing how things get made, which is generally something I really love doing. And so I would sort of like weasel my way in and get invitations to join rehearsals and just sit in the back and listen. And the way I sort of like made up for it in my mind was I would then write an article describing the music and sort of helping the orchestra promote their event before it happened, like writing a feature about them. And in return, these sweet ensembles would give me tickets to their concerts. And as you can imagine, after time went on, I would receive a lot of tickets and couldn't actually attend all the concerts myself in person. So I asked if I could share the tickets. And they said yes, which was wonderful. So I started just a little mailing list. If people wanted, access to tickets that I had, they could put in a request. And that grew into the spontaneous free tickets program that we have today, which is on hold during COVID, but will return, where we had thousands of tickets donated every year. And I think at this time we've had over $100,000 in ticket donations for that program, which has just been incredible. I think what really got it going was when orchestras like the Seattle Philharmonic or the Sammamish Symphony would donate 20 tickets or 100 seats to a concert. And that really allowed us to just offer as many tickets as we wanted to an entire family that wanted to attend together. And then those folks didn't have to decide who's going to go or get a babysitter or anything like that. So that was really, really amazing, and something that just really brought me so much joy in my daily LMP director life was managing that program. And I just can't wait till we bring that back. Okay, let me just pause and see if there's questions in the thread. Hello, Kevin from Northgate. In Northgate. Real-time live technology, yes. Oh, okay. All right, great. Thank you, everybody. I'm gonna quickly check out our dots page and see if I should give you a little fundraising update there. Let's see what we've got going on. Wow, amazing. We're about to cross the $1,000 line. So thank you so much. That will be 10% of our total goal and a huge a huge start. Okay, I want to tell you a little bit about what life has been like for LMP over the last year, because we've seen obviously a lot of changes. And I will say that the amazing thing is that how we do our work hasn't actually changed that much. A lot of our team, our volunteers, and our staff and our board are distributed. We're not all right here in Seattle. And so we actually have experience working across the country or across different time zones. And so when COVID hit, here's what happened. Within about a week, about 500 concerts canceled. And that was really rough. Our whole thing is a digital concert calendar, and like the music was canceled. We couldn't go listen to it. We couldn't work on it on our website. It was really sad. But guess what? Like the live music didn't stop. Okay, so music was still happening. People were making music in their bathrooms. They were streaming weekly on Twitter. It was just Leanna Keith, who's going to feature next week in our birthday gala. She was doing this amazing live flute looping concerts from home. They were just outstanding. And so we realized, well, okay, so our goal is to connect people with live music and build audience and build access to that. So we can just keep doing that. We just have to figure out where the music is now. It's not in our usual places. It's not in our concert halls. So where is it? So our volunteer teams just did a ton of research. They checked out blogs. They looked at social media, and they just tried to figure out where are these concerts beaming in from now if they're not, live from the concert hall. So we had live concerts from Budapest, which presented some time zone math for our calendar, New York City. Lately, I've noticed dozens of concerts monthly from the San Francisco Conservatory of Music. Those students are putting on concerts every day. You wouldn't even believe the stuff that's coming out of there. That's amazing. So what we just did was adjust our processes of how we're finding information about concerts, but we're still listing it on our calendar. We sort of overnight expanded nationally and internationally, which was in the works as we build our new website, but we weren't quite planning to do it that soon. But it happened, it happened just due to COVID. So that was really wonderful. And now we have these wonderful relationships with artists and promoters and music series and venues and orchestras across the whole planet. So I will say at this moment, we have about 15,000 concerts have been listed on the calendar since we launched, which is pretty phenomenal for a little side project that came from a little MP4 or MP3 in 2004. Coming up, we are working on a brand new website, which will make it a lot easier to tune into live streams, a lot easier to submit concerts. So hopefully it'll be even better at supporting the artist community, the arts admin community, and listeners who just want to find the stuff that they want to listen to in the moment or a month ahead. So I'm going to just pause again and look for any questions that have come through before I wrap up here. That's so wonderful. Rachel says, I've attended so many wonderful events after finding them on the LMP calendar. I moved to Seattle in 2017 and didn't know the local music scene, but through LMP, I knew all about all the concerts. And it's a secret, Rachel is now on our board as well. We're so lucky to have her. Oh, and Kevin also, LMP created a community here that welcomed me so well when I moved here. Such a great organization. It means a lot. It means a lot to me to share, well, just to share the space of LMP with people who share our values of shared access to information, egalitarian access to information. When I said shared access to information, what I meant was shared access to resources. So community coming together to share the resource they have so that everyone has to do just a little less work and can spend a little more time making it wonderful. I am just gonna give you a moment to explore that dots page a little bit more if you'd like. Again, that link is, bit.ly. It's a bit.ly link, Birthday Love 2021. Refresh the page before you make a donation. And I will invite you to join us next week, the 21st, 3 p.m. Pacific. We are going to have an amazing birthday bash. We do this every year. There's always a lecture component and a musical component. The lecture is Michelle from UW Tacoma. Our musician this year is Leanna Keith playing the loop and flute. My co-host this year, who is a longtime friend and colleague of mine, former board member. This may be the first time we ever shared a stage together, so we're both very, very excited. You can get tickets to the birthday event at Reciprocity 2021. We'll try to make sure all these links are in the description of the video. So if you're watching live or you're watching later, you can find them easily. Any other questions or comments or things you want me to talk about, or secrets you want me to blow wide open about Live Music Project? Put them in the chat, or if you have my phone number, you text me. I'll check those channels now. Birthday party. Rachel says birthday party, lots of cake. So I got so distracted by talking to you that I frost the cupcakes. So we're just gonna do one, and again, it's not really gonna work out today. That's okay, because frosting's still tasty, and so are the cupcakes. Okay, I'm gonna put the sprinkles on. All right, I think this might wrap up our cupcake telethon fundraiser kickoff. So I'm just going to cheers you with my flawed, but really, honestly, look how delicious this is going to be. This is double sweet cake. I'm going to cheers you and say thanks for joining me today. Come next week for the birthday party. And hey, Al. Recalcitrant Cupcakes would be a good name for a band. We can start that band. Cheers. Happy almost LMP birthday. Thank you for helping us kick off our fundraiser, and we'll see you next week.